Go now.
Yeah, gang. We about that gang.
Raja.
Carol Baskins, you know.
Calabas.
Raja.
Bro.
Nick,
Yeah.
no, Nick says. In the
Your
gulag.
teammate is in the gulag now. If they survive,
It's
they're
gulag,
redeployed.
bro. No gulag.
Okay, I'll tell you where he's going. He's coming.
Hello and welcome. Welcome
Good
to the
morning.
slowest New York session of the year here today.
What's up, man?
Yeah, it's gonna be really slow.
Hey, Raja, what's that next news? Okay, don't worry. I'll see it. Forex factory.
Wow, you got Euro holiday, you got Pound holiday, you got CAD holiday. Holidays everywhere. What's happening with the whole market? Most of the pairs are like drunk. They don't want to go up and down because there's a bank holiday. That's why pairs aren't moving. It's a bank holiday.
Damn, it's Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday. Supposedly Mondays are bank holidays. Hey Vincent,
Yeah.
man, this will be a very good week here. No news tomorrow. Wednesday we got interest rates for CAD.
Thursday, jobless claims.
There's a more unemployment claim. Yeah, this is going to be nasty number.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good week. Easy money.
GJ. I believe GJ is tapping into a previous daily support over here, kind of like making a low to continue moving bullish. Yeah, man. GJ is bullish on the high time frame, like on the daily. I mean, if you look on the weekly here as well.
If the weekly reject off that top level to the left.
Yeah, I see that. But daily, since it's an uptrend, this support now has to hold on daily for GJ to continue moving bullish to 136,400. Yeah, because if we break the support 134, let's say 500, then it's coming further down to 130, 134 even, and 133, 800. What do you guys think about the FTMO challenges? Really don't know, don't care. When will the magic keys be shipping again? Man, I don't know if people are blind or they don't, because like in the last, like this weekend, I received at least, what, maybe like 20 messages on when these are going to get shipped. So I'm not sure if people think that they're going to get a different answer from me, but they'll all see the same answer here. So we go to buy, it says by mid-April. So I think by like the 15th, 16th?
In a couple of days.
Couple days. Ooh, some people are trying to trade GU today. Damn.
GU is it's like GU is ahead of GJ. Like if you caught that bounce earlier and you caught the sell, GJ did the exact same thing a couple of minutes later.
Yeah, it's a bank holiday, there's less volume, so people should really just relax today.
Take it easy.
Take it easy today.
Yeah.
Take it easy,
the
my
day off.
Take it easy.
Nah, take it easy, please.
Take it easy, man. Take it easy.
Oh, very nice. So we got another sales over here. Was wondering how to hold the trade when I'm in a 7 to 8 pips and I see price start to consolidate a bit. I just want to get out, but eventually my target is being hit. I think if that's happening, what you need to do is you need to put your stops at break even. Because once you put your stops at break even, then you no longer think about. Because I think, okay, I get it. You know, like if you're up 7-8 pips, at least close everything and at least let like a 0.01 run. Because sometimes, even when you have a 0.01 running, you get that little anxiety of closing the trade, but you really have to let it go. The more you let trades go at break even, the better your experience is going to be with holding the trades. It sounds pretty easy, but like how you play a game, and the more you play it, the more experience you gain in the game. It's the same thing right over here. When you hold trades, even if it's a small position, you're gaining that experience of holding the trade. And slowly, eventually, you start to hold more and more volume of trades. So, yeah, that should work. Good. So, teach yourself. Nice. Good job. Will NYC Open be today? Yes. It will be, but there's going to be less volume. When you see a breakout, do you always look for a retest, or does it depend on what you're seeing? It's very situational.
Oi, oi, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, cool, man. Just chilling.
Nice. How's the weather over there? Cold?
No, it's not too bad. Yesterday was really good, and I've got a basketball court behind my house, and I'm just been playing basketball with my kid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like it's all isolated. Nobody uses it because it's all full of where I live is full of old people.
Yeah, they're saying here that the curve is flattening here for coronavirus.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. I think the American one is the one that's really scary. I think it's just the amount of people they have with it.
Oh, that's also flattening.
Good, good.
Yes, he's 60 years old, Loki.
What's up, bud?
That you're like 60 years old.
Nah, not quite yet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take any trades today. Just chilling.
Nah, there's no trading day, man.
It's freaking raining in New York.
Mac, where are you based?
I just said in New York.
Oh, you're down. Oh, bloody hell, man. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
stay
in
locked in, man. There's no need to go out, mate.
ground zero.
Oh, yeah, man. That's some serious stuff. Serious.
It only makes sense. New York is like one of the dirtiest states.
Hey, come on. I'm not talking about.
I actually buried somebody last week. One of my neighbors, and coronavirus actually, and then one of my friends survived.
Hmm.
That was quite tough because a lot of my friends they work in the medical field, so they're all at risk.
Yeah.
They're high chance. They're high risk.
High risk, yeah. They offered me some work in the hospital, and I was just like, well, he was like, without protective equipment, I'm not going anywhere near that.
Mhm.
Just too risky.
There's a lot of volunteers from like different states. I think like we got like 80,000. Those crazy hippies.
Yeah, I think what they're paying their workers, the nurses out there, like $100 and something an hour to work.
Out of
I
state,
heard-
probably more.
Yeah, I heard it was some ridiculous number, man, in New York.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they deserve every penny. The way I see it, I mean, and I think
Yeah.
that any kind of anybody working in those fields, deserves their money.
Yeah, especially if you're coming from like Wisconsin, Ohio, things like that. Of course, you want to have like a better pay. And then you're going straight to ground zero.
All right, so we got this chart over here. So I'm gonna set this chart. I think if you're looking for buys, you need to wait for support to be formed here on maybe the 1 hour or the 4 hour time frame. No, the 30 minutes, 1 hour or 30 minutes to look for buys because
So where you're looking for bullish, bearish, bullish close, right?
well, it seems like it's coming down right now. So yeah, you're right. You have to wait.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, if they are not planning on a trade today, so why still follow the charts and do the trade session? Well, I can do whatever I want. So the main thing is that you need to understand whether you will be taking a trade today or not. The only thing is that when people start saying, oh, I'm in this trade, I'm in that trade, what do you think? What do you think? That doesn't help you. What helps you is when you send a chart saying, hey, you know what? This is what I'm looking at. What do you think? Because now you're going to get like different perspectives on one thing, and that's going to help you better. I just host the streams because I have the time and I can. See, now this is a bad sell here at the same time because this candle is about to close in 9 minutes. You're expecting this to continue down. It's tapping into this wick over here plus like a mini resistance it made. Looking at the 1 hour, 1 hour is still open. But looking at the 15 minute is now making bullish candles. So if this 15-minute candle closes bullish, you'll have to wait for it to break the low right over here for a confirmation of sells. But if this 30-minute closes bullish, I think the probability of price going down is going to decrease. So you'll have to wait for this low to be broken. In your opinion, how many candles do you need for a support or resistance to be formed? That's very situational. Can you look at BTC USD? Nope. We don't look at charts. We don't look at charts to say look at this or look at that. We need to post a chart. Oh wow, these levels were due yesterday in the Asian session. Came right down.
Morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Morning, sweetheart. How did you sleep?
So well. How did you sleep?
Like a champ. Kev,
Had a lie-in today. Was good.
how's the weather down there?
Today's pretty crap, but yesterday was good. Had a barbecue.
Nice.
Resistance. Nothing candles. Sells continue. My trade idea if the markets were open. Yeah, this would make sense. You expect this to continue going down to this level. But you got the 30-minute closing with no wick at the bottom, so that could pose some issues. Do you think entering on GJ? If yes, can you explain your thinking? Well, my answer is no. Hey Raja, did you have doubters in your life, Forex? Yeah, that was okay. Do you ever think about that some broker manipulates certain candles differently? Do you aware of this kind of things? I really don't care about those things. I care about the trade I can take within the time I have to take a trade. It really doesn't really concern me if the broker can see my stop or they're manipulating candles and this and that. No, like if it starts to happen too much, then there's an issue. But so far, I've had no issues because I've never thought about it. When it comes to psychology, how would you approach a situation where capital is not big? Would you use a bigger risk percentage to use? No. If the capital is not big, then maybe I can't afford to trade. You know, so you need to maybe save up and then use that capital, or just don't trade. Are you using indicators? No. Ooh, wrong chart.
Rakeel, you made me dump all my indicators, man.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I dumped all of them. I had Bollingers going on all over the place. I had EMAs. I had about 6 different indicators going on at once.
Yeah, it happens.
And I think looking at my trades, and I'd overcomplicated them at some point. You know, like just draining my brain out.
Yeah, it does. You get a lot of analysis paralysis when you have a lot of indicators.
So even now, just doing like sort of 4 to 6 hours, even I feel drained. But before, I was doing even double the hours, and getting no returns from it at all. With all those Bollingers hitting this, and that my EMA crosses this one, I was like, oh my god, And this is bearable the way I've got it done now. Like just one or two trades and that's it, and walk away. Much better.
Yeah, that's it. It's pretty good. Local of resistance. NASDAQ. Yeah, sure. Looks good. I mean, you have your bias, you have your stop loss, so I'm guessing you're risking what you want to risk. That's good. Ooh, wrong chart. Man, people here in GJ cells, your cells are gonna start to come into fruition now. Once we start breaking this low, then you could have a continuation down. But there's less volume today, so I'm not really sure how that's gonna affect price. I'm thinking this will just start ranging like after New York Open. So would you say using 3 to 10% is sensible to make a solid return? I think when you talk about if something makes sense, just ask yourself, how does 3 to 10% make sense? 3 and 10 are two very, very different numbers. That's like saying, does the risk between 1 to 10 make sense? I mean, why not 1 to 10 instead of 3 to 10? Oh, nice one. What's this? EJ chart. Oh, nice. This is a chart I like labeling. No trade because holiday, but could work in normal environment if candle plan out, frame, candle basking. Entry, breaking retest, waiting for bearish candle closing lower than previous to enter. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like prices came down, kind of like consolidating. You're waiting for a candle to close bearish, take a sell in normal market environment. That would work out. Oh wow, this is a big screen over here. Waiting for price to come down over here. Makes sense, makes sense. Looking good.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, it looks like GG is gonna drop. If there was if there was no bank holiday, I'd probably take
Take
a
it.
sell, having a stop above the 15-minute candle.
I
Yeah.
told you. I
Oh,
told you.
Oh
I
wow,
look at that. Look at that. Wow.
nice.
I told you earlier, man. It's like GU is like running ahead of GJ.
I mean, it's probably gonna take a while to get to the next zone, but still, it's a valid sale.
What do you do? What do you find out that it's a bank holidays right now? Well, you go to forexfactory.com and you go to calendar, and it's gonna say Euro bank holiday, French, Italian, pound, CAD, you know. So. Raja, you told me sells were bad on IG. Of course, any trade for me is bad today because it's a bank holiday and I'm not taking any trade. Also, one thing you'll have to be very careful about is that the 30-minute candle hit closed with no wick at the bottom. So there's no range for the next 30-minute candle to go. So this means there's a 50-50 probability that this candle is going to continue this bearish movement. So you'll have to be very careful. Also, this area here to the left. You know, so you would need a succession of 15-minute candles breaking and closing below this low to have a solid confirmation that we are continuing down now. Because this candle has no wick at the bottom, so just be careful. How do you know what time frame to start drawing your key levels on? Well, you do it every day and you get better every day. You know, it's not like if you start drawing zones, let's say when you start trading, they're going to be perfect. They're never going to be perfect. You know, I start from the daily and then you work your way down to the 4-hour and 1-hour and then you start to see things. I shared something with you on Instagram. Did you see it? Nope. Probably gonna see it later on. Oh, wrong chart.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out.
All right. Take care. Have fun.
All right.
Words on later.
Okay, man.
All right, man. Be safe.
you doing, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, Rakeel?
Good. Good. Ooh, the 15-minute is turning bearish now here for people in sellers. Must get happy. Would this be a sell opportunity on a normal day, right? Yep. In a normal day, I would be in sells at this point currently, if this was normal market conditions. I just wanted to learn Forex trading. Can anyone teach me? Yes. You can go to babypip.com and you can learn the basics.
Just watch your YouTube channel.
Yeah, just watch a lot of YouTube. 4 hour and GJ looks like it's doing a break and retest. Oh, oh. Let's take a look here. Break and retest. Yeah, that makes sense. For it to continue down this level. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not trading it. Bank holiday, so.
Yeah, we just here for fun.
AU buys setup. Interesting. AU buys. Close above here for buys. Yep. Makes sense. I think you'll also have to see if there's a support form to take a buy to continue to go up. Because if we break above this, then it should create a support and then continue up. But it's majority they're like bank holidays, so I'm not sure how well that's going to work out due to low volume. Since Euro involves a lot of countries and only 3 countries are on bank holiday on Forex Factory, is it a good decision to trade Euro JPY? I think for me, to trade anything today is a bad decision for me. If you think for you it's a good decision, then for sure go ahead. And then over time, you're going to learn that it's always a bad decision to trade bank holidays. And then you may, may think like me that, oh, it's a bank holiday. Well, there's no need to trade. But I understand, like you come through the charts, it's bank holidays, but you still see potential moves and you still want to take the trade. I get it. I totally get it. I used to be like that too. But then over time, as I start to get better and better, as I start to look for easier trades to make easier money, I started filtering out the bank holiday days. Like when bank holidays come, just say, yeah, okay, there's going to be no trade. The only reason I came here today was to see how many people are trying to trade today and their analysis, and I mean, like I can't sleep past 6 anyway. Can you do EJ top-down analysis? Nope, I think you need to send your chart. What's this? UJ. Oh, very nice. Do you guys use fundamentals too? Yes, fundamentally it's bank holiday, so due to that, there's going to be low volume and I'm not trading. So there's your fundamental information. Depends on your strategy. You can't just say it's better, it's bad based on your own stats. Doesn't mean trading bank holidays is bad for everyone. Of course it's bad. I think you are a new trader. I think if the banks are closed, how do you expect price to move a lot? You're supposed to trade when there's a lot of volume. When there's no volume, you can't trade. You can't go to a strip club at noon and expect everyone to be there. It's just not going to happen. Maybe someone's going to be there, but then the quality of entertainment you're not going to get at that point. So when there are bank holidays on the charts, the quality of the trades are not going to be here. So if you want to grab scraps, for sure, go ahead. No one's going to stop you. But over time, you're going to learn that, okay, maybe trading bank holidays, it's not the not the best thing to do. But I'm just giving my opinions here. So if you want to take them, take them. Don't, then. Did I do something wrong here? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. GBP USD. Bought here. What do you think? Stopped out pretty early. Bought after breakout retest. Yes. There is pound holiday. So you shouldn't be trading GBP USD. Because there's pound holiday. Last year you said the same thing and I didn't listen about the bank holiday, but I do now today, no trade. Yeah, perfect. Oh, I remember. Scenic Rim carpet cleaning. I remember. I've noticed that it helps me iron out my strategy. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. How much spread do you have? Which broker? Let's take a look here. Spread on GJ is 1.4 pips. Trader's domain. Do we send our charts to you through email in the description? No. I think, man, I don't know why can't people just, if you read the description, you read the email in the description, which means you passed the line which says, watch this before the live stream. God damn, why are people so... I'm gonna try to be nice here today. Crazy. Crazy world out there, folks.
Take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy. GU wick filled. Very nice, very nice. The spreads are too high. If you go to this, yeah, exactly. Is Raja your alter ego? Sorry if I'm mistaken. No, Rakeel is my alter ego. Raja is the real deal. Oh, wrong chart. Raja Sahab, I took a trade on GU expecting the price to retest the high created, but it went the wrong way. Yes, because it's the pound holiday today. Price made a high, potentially retest could happen. Okay, makes sense. 30-minute close bullish, entered at a close bullish candle, makes sense. And this candle, when this candle closed bearish, this was the indication to get out of the trade. And also, it's a pound holiday, you know, so price may not do what you expect it to do. It's very normal. Maybe it's better to do some simulation today. Nope. I do simulations once a week on Saturdays, and already did one on Saturday. I really try to limit my time on the charts. I try not to overspend my time on the charts. It's very important. I notice nowadays you take trades with the previous high or low candles cross closing. Yes, exactly. Oh. See, if you're still in GJ cells, you see the 15-minute candle closed bullish because the previous one had no wick to the bottom. So now, if you're in cells, you need this candle to break the low over here to continue down. But now your cells must be looking really tricky because it's pound holiday. Can you tell your opinion on STP or ECN? Yes, STP is standard account and ECN is roster. Raja, be nice or you will lose followers. I lose followers every day.
You do?
Is it? Yeah. Oh yeah. I look at the stats, and the stats tell me that today I gained 500 people followed me and 98 people unfollowed me. So every day, you know, like around 20%, yeah, something like that, people unfollow. So that's like the average.
You're almost at 60K.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Damn.
Is it wrong to trade today if I'm looking to hold my trade for long and my setup is good? I think it's good. I mean, if you're looking for longer term plays like 4 hour and daily, it will play out. Hey Raja, very keen to hear your thoughts on oil, given your drilling background and what's happening in Canada. I see rig count is falling sharpest rate. How do you see oil trading technically? I think there's going to be there. See, they signed a bunch of agreements to. They agreed to cut the oil supply, which may bring oil up. But like as regards to Canada and the oil fields, yes, they are hurting really bad because the price of oil is too low. It's too low for them to run the industry. So a lot of people out of jobs there in Alberta and Saskatchewan. But you can always buy oil futures and make a lot of money in the next 6-7 months. How much time on charts a day do you usually spend? Maybe like 3 hours. Thoughts on Rainer Theo? No idea who that is. Do you use Fibonacci sometime? No. Oh man, we got trades coming in at supersonic speed here. What's this entry? Yeah, I think it's good. It's a good. Oh, you're waiting for an entry. Yeah, I think it could work. I like to know how to interpret the news. I can't understand how news affects the market, whether to do it positively or negatively. Well, I think what you asked there is a very subjective question. It's a very open-ended question, to be honest. So you would need to pick one news. Let's say if you want to learn to trade or anticipate retail sales, you pick retail sales and you will watch how retail sales affected the price every time it happened. And then for the next couple of months, you'll watch retail sales as they happen and you'll try to interpret the price. And then later on, you're going to find yourself getting better at reading retail sales. I don't trade news that often, so I don't really focus on how news is going to move the chart. Do you know Ryan Giplin? No. You're usually on the first 3 hours of London session. I believe this is the New York session. Should I pay a fortune for a training course or should I just learn to do it from you for free? Well, that's up to you how you want to spend your money. Do you usually close a portion of the trades at 10 pips despite having maybe 12 to 15 pip stops and letting them run? Well, that's a very interesting question. That if I close, so let's say sometimes, sometimes it happens like this. So this is not a trade I'm taking. This is for educational purpose. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to make it opposite. Someone might take a sell. So let's say that this is what I'm aiming for right over here, right over here. I'm aiming for something right over here, and my stop is around, let's say, 13 pips. My TP is around 20 pips, right? So let's say my stop is 15 pips instead of 13 pips. If price comes down to around 10 pips, I'm always securing profits all the time. All the time I'm securing profits because that's my goal. Even though securing 10 pips means a negative risk reward since my stop loss is 15 pips, but I'm securing 10 pips and I'm letting a runner run. I'm putting stops at runner and I'm letting a runner run with the hopes that it should continue down to the original risk reward. So if you're securing positions and then protecting the runner, then there's nothing wrong in having a a larger stop loss and you're securing like a smaller take profit. Because the more you secure, the better you're gonna get. No one goes broke securing money. Trust me. Nobody. I don't know anyone who went broke by just getting the money they can and just going about their day. Not one person. God bless you for running the stream. Well, I don't think God is blessing us with this coronavirus thing. But thank you. Why are you so savage? Oh no, I don't think I'm savage at all. Just joined the live. Have we traded anything in this session yet? Wes, Mr. Enthusiast? If you read, it says bank holidays. No trading today. God damn, man. People really wake up in the morning, they don't even wash their face, and they come to stream. What trade are we taking, guys? And when you open your eyes...
I don't think people can read.
Yes, I think reading is a prerequisite when you come to the stream.
Yeah. reading comprehension and some common sense.
It's crazy. How many percent are you securing profit after 10 pips and the runner? Example, 10 lots. Well, it depends on your account size to calculate percentage. Why does he always trade this pair? This is a question I get all the time. The only reason I trade mostly GJ is because you want to be the best at what you trade. And if you don't trade one pair, you'll never be the best at it. Because think about this, right? Imagine your life like this. You wake up in the morning, you come to the charts, and you look at the same pair you've been looking at for the last 2 years, and you know 100% that there is a very high chance you're going to make money on that pair. Then just think about that feeling. You know, that's a very powerful feeling. So if I start looking at, let's say, EuroCAD by tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be consistent on EuroCAD because I haven't looked at it much. So that's why I only look at GJ, because I want to be able to really wake up and be like, okay, time to make money on GJ today. What time are you starting Warzone? Oh, probably in like an hour. I took this trade today. Please check. Alright. Let's check this trade. Okay. This was a sell. Taken when 30-minute closed below this. Yes, but the candle, the 30-minute candle closed with no wick at the bottom. That's what we were discussing. And it's also intensively discussed in the market fluidity webinar as well, about candles with no wick. There's a less probability for the next candle to go down. And also, there's the pound holiday today. Pound holiday is today. So prices may not do what you expect them to. That's very important. Because think about this, man. Like if someone tries to trade today and if you win, that's awesome. But if you lose, you're gonna look back and say, man, it was a holiday, I shouldn't have traded. So just to having risk of you saying that, you should just say, okay, you know what, I'm not even gonna attempt to trade today. Because that's what I'm doing. Because if I lose a trade, I'm gonna be like, man, it was a bank holiday, I shouldn't have traded. And I don't want to think like that, you know. I don't even want to give myself the chance to think like that. If I remember correctly, you secured around 75%. Oh, yes, 75% of the positions, yes. Took sells on GJ. Perfect. Would you rather have higher spread and no commission, or commission and very low spread? I would have commission and low spread. That's the ECN account. I think if you have a standard account and an ECN account, with the ECN account, you're saving maybe like 0.2, 0.3 pips. Oh, gold buys above this level. Yep, makes sense. Makes sense. What will not make sense is having a buy stop over here, because the spreads are going to widen on gold and the spreads may activate your buy stop. You'd want a candle closing above because there's less volume today. So you'll have to be very careful. Gold has an ability to come up to 1700 easy. That's 100 more pips. Do you set your target at break even after securing 50% profits? Yes. Do you recommend high win rate? Otherwise, the long-term intent is going to be profitable. Yes, win rate is important. I think my win rate here is, I'm not going to say it's really amazing. I'd say it's like 60% on the live streams. That's me giving myself a benefit of the doubt. If I say 70 to 80%, then some people will get offended. You know, they'll say, "Oh no, no." Is there any video teaching how to use Forex Factory? I think if you write this statement, how to use Forex Factory, in Google, let me just demonstrate that here with how to use Forex Factory. There we go. Oh wow, there's a video on this topic. See, your question was, is there a video? And we have found a video by just using our trusted website, Google. There we go.
Jesus.
I know, right? Even Jesus can't help people. Hi, Uncle Ted. Have you ever made a mistake and thought you should have given up everything if this happened to you? Well, every mistake has a very logical reasoning behind it. And if you know what the reasoning was why you made that mistake, then you're probably going to be better off later on. Ooh, looks like it's coming down in the last minutes. But it's a pound holiday. Hi, Rakeel Big Boss. Can you please tell me background music? I really like it. Yes. Google YouTube audio library. Okay, the 1 hour candle has closed. 1 hour candle closed bearish with more room to fall. 30-minute candle closed like a doji candle. Means nothing. Still made lower highs and a lower low. Making room for the next 30-minute candle to continue down because it closed with a wick. So yeah, I mean, if it goes down further, everything's closing bearish. But it's a bank holiday. How come you said you won't be consistent on USD CAD if you try to trade it now? Does market structure work as well as all other pairs? Yeah, market structure works, but then, you know, like pairs move differently. You know, like GJ is going to move differently than the USD CAD because USD CAD is influenced by the US dollar and Canadian dollar, while GJ is only influenced by the pound. You know, so there's only one thing influencing the pound and two currencies influencing USD CAD. So there's a big difference. Oh, we have another chart. Take a look. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Perfect. TP is above this resistance, which makes no sense. Congratulations. I think you really need to reduce your take profit or just be like, hey, you know what? There's a Euro bank holiday for French in Italy, so might not want to trade today. But that's up to you. GJ, on a normal day, a sell after this 30-minute would have made sense. Yes, exactly. You can see here as this low has broken and coming down, and even if it's a bank holiday, I'm having no FOMO, I'm not in any trades, but this is just watching and anticipating. Because if it does come down to 134, let's say 600 or even 650, this is going to increase my confidence in my abilities to take a trade, because now I'm anticipating price to come down, and if it happens, man, this is going to happen over and over and over and over again. Oh, nice.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, after that doji, perfect. How much was this push here? Around 9, 10 pips. Well, people who were in sells, congratulations.
You know when people thought dojis meant reversals?
Yeah. I used to think that too.
The last like 10 times it's happened, it's just continued the move.
nice. Someone's in GJ cells. Very nice. Oh, looks like gold's gonna hit to 1700 here. Even though it's a bank holiday, there's less volume, but gold's still moving. Isn't late to take trade now for sell? No, I think you can still take a trade for GJ on a sell. The only difference is your stop is going to be around 13, 15 pips, and your TP is going to be around, I think, 4 or 5 pips. So, yeah, you can still do that. Raja, I have a question. Why sometimes you take the entry at the end of a 30-minute candle, other times you enter at a 15-minute candle, even other times you are even more aggressive? Well, that depends. I think that comes with experience, because I've seen GJ for the last 2 years at this time, so you start to develop some sort of intuition on the pair, which is why I say it's very important to just focus on 1 or 2 pairs so that you start to develop those intuitions and those nice feelings about where it's gonna go, and it just feels nice when things happen how you expect it to happen. Why is stacking trades better than just one? Well, I think both are good. What's this chart? Looking for a break above this level and enter on a retest. 4-hour resistance, long-term TP. I think that TP, take a look at the daily. Yeah, I think it's gonna probably get it. I mean, that should be the target there, 1700. Hey, Raja, what do you think about this EJ cells? Take a look here. I think it's good. I think one thing you're missing is that maybe cells may start formulating as candles start to close bearish, or when price starts to go up, like you might miss it. And also there's a Euro holiday, so I'm not sure. So you'll have to wait to see how it happens. I really like the content, but I think there's a problem with your microphone. Oh, really? There's a problem with your microphone?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You're clear to me?
I think there's a problem with your speakers. There's a problem with your speakers. Yeah, my mic is fine. Oh, nice! I got nine pounds and 99 pence. Thank you, Monty. Yeah, I think all this money, it goes to a non-profit. Like YouTube sends it to a non-profit organization, or they just keep it to themselves. Who knows?
Nutella funds. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a question. If my daily risk is $200 and have a losing day, should I risk $200 more? What? Should I risk $200 more the next day, even though the previous day was an L? No. No. I think you should stick to your risk. How do you feel about FTMO? I feel absolutely nothing about FTMO. Just like if someone asks me, how do I feel about Antarctica? That's exactly how I feel about FTMO. No one feels anything about Antarctica. Can you do a quick rundown on GU? Well, okay. Starting from the weekly, GU is kind of like in this little range here. This weekly popped out and, you know, still forming, so there's no clear direction right now. Looking at the daily GU, it broke above this resistance, which created support here, kind of. Still waiting for this daily to close. If this daily closes bullish, then the support has been formed for a continuation up. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour on GU has created support in this level, so may want to neaten this support up here a little bit. Something, maybe do it like this, put like a line through it just to make it much more nicer. There we go. We got a support on GU, and we have a resistance on GU right here from the 10th April, which is now being respected as potential support. So we go down to the lower time frames. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we do see that the 1 hour, so let's just neaten this zone up here a little bit more, kind of do something like this. Seems like we're creating some sort of a support here on the 1 hour, because this candle came down back to this area. 1 hour closed bullish, we're forming support. The New York open candle is forming like this. So, you know, if it's going to go up, it needs to respect the low of the previous 1 hour candle. Now going into more detail, 30-minute time frame. 30-minute has a minor resistance area at 1.24998 and have another minor resistance area at 1.25140. So there's a lot of issues over here. There's a lot of issues. And also, you know, there's the pound holiday, GBP holiday. Price will go up and down or sideways. Trade what you see, and people are so obsessed. Yes, that's absolutely true. Do you think FTMO is good for traders trying to get funded or just save money to compound account? I think FTMO, a lot of people are not doing good on the FTMO challenges, because the thing is, when you get a $10,000 account, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, you have never seen that money in. I can guarantee 80% people have never seen that amount in their life. So when you start trading with those amounts, there's a whole nother level of like a psychology that starts to come into play, because now you're dealing with, let's say, $500 drawdown, $1,000 drawdown, and you've never experienced that. It's gonna get really bad for you really fast. So I would say, like, just start small. Maybe, like, you know, don't go for the 100,000 account. I mean, I don't know much about FTMO, but I'd say go for like 10,000, something small. Still, that's a lot for a lot of people. But FTMO, man, they have a really good business model. Trust me. People are buying demo accounts. Can you believe that? That business model is so insane. People are like, if I said, hey man, if you pay me $400, I'm gonna give you a $50,000 demo account. And if you perform well, I might give you a funded account on broker of my choice. How about that? But it's crazy, man. People are buying demo accounts for money. Wow. Not once, two, three times. Like if they say, okay, here's a demo account for, so let's say like you can buy a 10,000 demo account for $150. If you crash that, then you can buy another demo account for a discount. I mean, man, that's just crazy. It's just so hard for me to just comprehend that. That's insane. What about demoing that much amount for a while before applying for Chen? Do you think it's really smart? I think if you're gonna spend $300-400 on a demo account, at least trade on that amount. Trade on that amount for like 2-3 months. If you make gains on that small account, use the gains to pay for the demo account. If you're really gonna go ahead and pay for a demo account, use those gains to pay for the demo account. Because it just makes no sense when you have no experience, you have no emotional experience on how to manage money in like 10,000 or 20,000. It just makes no sense. So at least get some experience trading, like a smaller account for like 2-3 months, getting consistent at it. See if you can make some gains. Because if you cannot make gains on a smaller account, you won't make gains on a demo account that you paid for. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Someone pay me money, I'll give you unlimited demo accounts. Fuck. How about a $1 million demo account for $50? So see, the 15-minute candle came down to around 650, just like we talked about, and then kind of went right back up. Someone was to ask, hey, Raja, why did that happen? My answer is going to be bank holidays.
Bank holidays.
Bank holidays. Does market makes patterns, or does it move in random direction, or is it wholly affected by the news? I think market does what's best for everybody. I have come to acknowledge that fact. Market will always do that's best for everyone. You just need to know what it's doing. What range of instruments does traders domain offer to trade? There are like a lot. I think more information is on the website. How do you know if you're ready to go live? Well, how do you know if you're ready to ride a bike without training wheels? You just do it. What's the best way to control your emotion and not closing a winning trade before reaching target? Put stops at break even. If it hits your break even, then it hits your break even. But if it goes to your take profit, then you're gonna be like, okay, you know what, this worked. So now I might want to do it again. May you please have a quick round on USD CHF? No. May you please send a chart? How did you come across correlations between different periods? For example, you said USD CAD is driven by DXY and GJ by pound. Can you explain this a little? Talha Khan, I think you are wrong. I did not say USD CAD is driven by DXY. I said USD CAD is driven by the dollar and the CAD. So, man, why do people twist words? Jesus, come on. This is hilarious. How many times did you bust an account when you first traded? I think I busted 3 accounts, but it doesn't mean you need to bust accounts to be successful. That's not a good thinking. Don't think like that. What courses do you think are most worthy? Well, go to Google and type in the best Forex courses and you'll probably get your answer. How can you really measure your trading progress? If you know that you're taking 1 or 2 trades a day, and that's the first step towards gauging your progress, because first week you spend 1 or 2 trades, you see how you did, then second week, third week, and then you come to a conclusion. What's your monthly average ROI? Probably around like 15-20%. Would you make 70% profit per month? How is that a bad thing? I don't get it. Oh. Is there such thing as market makers who trade big lots and make the market move like the banks? Yes. The whole US government is a huge market maker, but even they couldn't move the market up by pumping trillions of dollars. So let's see what happens. Should we look for sells on GJ? I think you need to send a chart, and also you need to read the screen here. It says bank holidays, no trading today. Man, are people blind? I mean, come on. Jesus.
Oh my god.
Can't believe it.
I'm gonna turn off YouTube.
Take care, have fun. One thing that happens to me almost all the time is the fact when I'm on my real trade and running 20 pips, I set my stop at break even and then the price goes directly to my break even. Well, if you think that you are running at 20 pips in your live account most of the time, I think you need to start securing those 20 pips all the time with a stop at break even. Because that way you can say that, okay, if I'm always up 15 to 20 pips, maybe 70% of the time, that means I can secure 15 to 20 pips 100% of the time. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Hey, Raja and Ted, have you guys tried out institutional trading like order bluff, stop fund, blah, blah, blah? No, The only reason you cannot try institutional trading because we don't know how institutions trade. There's no PDF out there. There's no institution said, hey guys, here's the PDF on how we trade. All you need is $100 million, but you know, it's not gonna happen. Like all these fairy tales about, oh, trade like the banks, trade like the institutions, trade like this, it doesn't exist. Do you think GU is going to 1.10 to end of this year? Yeah, why not? I know it's bank holiday and I know you're not trading today. Just want to know your opinion because you're best beast at GJ. I think you need to send a chart. What's your longest hold on a trade? Maybe like 2 days. Do you think NYC will bring GJ even lower? I don't know. It's a bank holiday, so no idea. When will bank holiday end? Today.
No way is that one of the questions.
Yeah, that's one of the questions. Hey Raja, I perform good at simulation, but when I try to replicate the same results on a real account, it doesn't work as good. Any advice? Yes. See how you could make that loss better. If someone has a 10-15 ROI with 1 to 3% risk per trade, I think that's pretty good. Wow, I've answered every question that has come up. There were some really, really bad questions. I had to skip them. What's your opinion on trading the London breakout strategy? This is the thing I'm awake and not at work. I think that's pretty good. We have Monty here. Monty hosts the London stream, so you can probably, go to his stream and do that. Mr. Raja, thoughts on Dow Jones? I have no idea how Dow Jones work. and that's about it. Can you have a look at your GPY? If you look at Steam, it says don't say look at this or look at that. Post the chart. GBP/NZD is good for buy now. Do you think so? I think you should post a chart. Are you using order flow? No. Why couldn't oil go up? Because, yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure. Maybe it's grabbing liquidity. I mean, I don't know. It's making a strong support over here, so I just don't know why oil didn't go up. All the news was positive to cut barrels, but oil opened at $24 and started come back down to 22. So, you know, just like we said, market does what's best for everybody. So if it went down, I think that's best for everybody. Raja, you have a lot of patience. I wonder how you do it. I just make up my mind to not trade, and because it's a bank holiday, so that's about it. It's bank holiday. Would you mind checking this and see if it makes sense to you? Okay, check this. Oh wow. Candle currently in a filthy range. We just had a huge rejection. If we have closings above this big zone, small would be. Yeah, I think Tashan can maybe talk better on why oil didn't go up after those signups. I think he knows more about those things than me. But we shall carry on.
With oil.
Oh
man.
Yeah, man.
It's with oil, I just think that a lot of people have got kind of hopes that it's gonna go up because of what Trump said. But what you need to understand is like with the US shale situation, it was already in a decline. The industry was already in a decline because the production cost to produce oil is super high for shale, even though the technology has kind of revolutionized and they've managed to decrease the production costs. With that being said, the production costs still have not been decreased enough to where the break even can match $20 a barrel. What you got to understand with US shale is that because of antitrust laws in America and in America, the government can legally step in and say to oil companies, you have to decrease your production, because then that would be illegal, basically, because that would be the government saying, well, look, we're manipulating a price. Because obviously, when a government comes in and says, cut supply or increase supply to an industry, that's manipulating the price of a commodity or a trade. And under antitrust laws in the US, they can't do that. So then what you got to understand then is okay, Trump knows that the US oil industry is crashing, right? But he's in the $2 trillion stimulus package that's just been passed through Congress. He got initially denied, and that's why you heard Trump and Pelosi kind of arguing between each other. It's basically because there was a $3 billion bailout that Trump wanted for the US shale industry, but that was denied. They said, if you put that in a package, that's basically like you bailing out your friends. And so he got denied, and so there's no bailout right now for the US oil industry. So everything that's happening, Halliburton last week just furloughed 3,500 workers. There's other places in Texas and the Permian Sands that are letting people go left, right, and center. They're stopping drilling, they're idling rigs. The US shale industry is imploding, and these cuts that have been promised have not materialized yet. So nobody has stopped production, nobody has decreased production. They're only saying that they're going to. And the fact that if you go research Saudi Arabia oil production, what you'll see is that Saudi Arabia, for the interim term, the next month, they basically already lined up a bunch of tankers, super tankers that can store oil and carry oil to the United States, lined them up, filled them up, and sent them to America. Russia doesn't have plans to decrease. They say they are, but I don't think Russia will decrease, because when it gets to around month, to around the start of May, what you'll see that America won't be able to force their oil companies to decrease to as much as what everyone else is. And that was Russia's main concern. We will decrease if American oil also decreases. So yeah, what you're seeing with oil there, I'm just gonna go to my chart because the fuel's not here to go on the chart. What you're seeing with oil here is oil's at like, it's made support at like $22, and then there's a lower push down to $21, $20. The reason why oil's not going to push past that price, or push past that price significantly just yet, is because there needs to be more bad news. So with like people kind of anticipating that oil's just going to rocket up and it's going to be easy buys, it's not as simple as that, because there's more fundamentals at play. So you need to kind of understand the nuances. But basically, supply has not decreased. It's only the rumor that it's going to decrease, and demand has dropped by 30 million barrels a day. And they're only going to cut supply by 9 million. But even if they do, that's still a 21 million deficit, right? Where's that oil going to go? 70% of the world's oil storage capacity is already taken up. So with 21 million barrels a day, that's crazy right there. And what you understand as well, if you research China and Iraq, they've just signed a deal, part of the China's Belt and Road Initiative, right? Where they're going around and giving people loans and stuff. What China's doing is trying to kind of like monopolize the oil industry in the Middle East against ostracized countries. So countries like Iraq, Iran, that are kind of got tensions with the Western world, like America and the UK. What China's doing is saying, hey guys, forget America, forget UK. Here's some money to go and explore for new natural gas reserves, or to go find a new oil field. And then what we'll do is we'll put our military personnel to secure those facilities, so you can continue pumping oil. But then in exchange for that, what we want is discounts on what you're selling, or either if it's natural gas or if it's oil, compared to the actual market price. So China bought a bunch of American crude a couple of weeks ago at $20 a barrel, and now currently what they're doing is they are going to Iraq and Iran, and they're in the face of sanctions, and they're like, yeah, here's some money, develop this oil field, develop this natural gas reserve, and sell it to us. So China used to buy oil from the West, and now they're trying to buy oil from Iran and Iraq. And then, if you research the Strait of Hormuz and understand the string of pearls, what China's been doing with securing port harbors, the Strait of Hormuz is kind of critical to that, because it's the only route that oil can come from the Middle East and get to China through the South China Sea, which China's also. So just research it and you'll understand that the oil game is it's good, man, but there's some super awesome, potential buys based on commodities. You just have to kind of use low risk, have a stop loss, wait for confirms, and if you get in at the right price, you should be able to hold for a long time. Anyway.
Nice, thank you. See, when I don't know something, I just admit it. I mean, I'm looking for something, I'll look for someone who knows more.
You know what's crazy as well, Rakeel? Is like Trump is like he's like the lamestream media. we're gonna drain the swamp, man. He's like on his Twitter, and then like the Democrats come out and they're like, this guy's an idiot. They're just like the American political system. I've never seen I never seen something like that before. How they just like argue in the public like that. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, the more you read about it, the more you're gonna see it's a big soap opera.
Yeah.
You know, they don't like each other at all.
Yeah, I was watching this this YouTube thing of Trump before he got elected. It was like the last dinner, and he just stood there for 15 minutes and roasted Hillary Clinton. Just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I think part of the reason that's why he got elected because of his comical speeches and the statements he makes. Which way do you think your USD is going short term next hour? I think you need to send a chart, but just by looking at Forex Factory, I don't think Euro USD should move because there's a Euro bank holiday. Are brokers with fixed spread good, or is there any hidden cost? I think you need to go to the broker you're choosing and then just go with that. How many languages do you speak? I speak 5 languages, but 3 of them have almost the same dialects. See the 15-minute, it tried to break down, went down to 134.650, came up, closed here. This 15-minute closed above that area here as well. This 15-minute is now trying to reject it, but if it closes above, then if you are in sells and you're ignoring the bank holiday, then those sells are going to be invalid. Because then when the 30-minute closes bullish, it has formed support, it should continue moving up. So really, really be careful on the battles you choose today. Possibly you can explain a liquidity wick or show an example. Yes, so this is a liquidity wick. I have one question about sessions. I found many times that London either create a low of the day on a bullish day or high of the day on a bearish day. What are your experiences? Well, that's actually, I would say that's false, because sometimes if a London is going to create a high of the day, maybe New York is going to create a newer high of the day. So that statement doesn't make, I think that's a very subjective statement. I'm supposed to get married yesterday, but because of lockdown, all gone. Well, it just gives you more time to think about it.
like, yeah, is this woman after my money or does she really love me?
Do I really want to get into this? So nice. Yeah, see, there's nothing going on here. Basically, it's so slow today. Bank holiday, innit, mate? How to trade breakouts which continue without pullback. How to trade breakouts which continue without pullbacks. I think that takes experience. Because if there's no pullback, then there's no entry. you know, because sometimes we're looking at high volatile pairs like GJ or gold. You'll see that sometimes price just starts to continue going, and there's no retest. So you need to see it happen over and over again, and then try to see, okay, maybe this time if there's gonna be no pullback, maybe I might want to have an impulse entry. You know, so that comes with experience. Raja has a sense of humor. Thank you. IC Markets lost their Asian market company was sold to Westro. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. What do you think about marking your support and resistance on the line chart like Naked Forex mentions? I do what makes sense to me. Naked Forex does what makes sense to him. There's a huge difference between the two. What do you think about trading with Heikinashi candles? I don't know about anything about Heikinashi candles, so I'd stick with the Japanese candlesticks. That makes sense. Oh, since I have the premium trading view because I make a lot of money, I'm going to take a look at the Heikinashi candles here. I'm paying $20 per month for this trading view. No, actually it's free so far because I got the 30-day trial.
30-day trade free trial.
Yeah, 30-day free trial. Probably going to end it before the 30-day ends. The only difference I've seen is I don't see ads. That's it. I'm not using any of their paid things or whatever. I can get that with the ad blocker too. Have you created any videos directly explaining predicting liquidity graphs? There are a lot of videos on my YouTube. Why do you think eToro is a scam? I think before there's this word scam that goes around a lot, you know, so, and most people, they don't even know what the definition of a scam is. So let's take a look at the definition of scam. A scam means a dishonest scheme of fraud, which also means a guy that scams elderly out of their savings. It also means that when someone promises you something for a fee and they don't deliver and they just go away. That is a scam. So if you made profits on your brokerage and the broker says, no, we will not give you your money, then that is a scam. Raja, do you play pubs? No, I play Warzone. What are you waiting here on GJ? I'm actually waiting for 9 AM so I can go play Warzone with my friends. There's no trade here. It says bank holidays, no trade today. I trade break and retest and it's the most easiest and effective way to trade. Perfect. Scammers are the gums under the desk. Yes, lots of them. USD pairs are all selling. Very nice.
Yeah, I love when people talk about scams. Like this person's a scam or that's a scam. And then you ask them to explain why it is, and then they can't do it.
Yeah, they can't explain it.
Yeah. Can you explain to me why this is a scam? It just is. Stupid. The biggest thing that you can do as a person is educate yourself and understand what is in your best interests. So there's always questions here about what's the best broker? What do you think about this guy? What do you think about that? What do you think about this? The best thing that you can do is always test something, right? So say, for example, you go to a swimming pool, right? So there's 10 of us that go to a swimming pool, and we all stand at the edge of the swimming pool. And I look at Raja and I say, Raja, is the water warm? And Raja says, oh, Tid, water's warm. His definition of warmth may be different than my definition of warmth. So he says, hey, don't you know, get inside. And I jump in and the water's cold. And I say, well, Raja, you told me the water was warm. Yeah, I think it's warm. So what should you do as a person? I can't get mad at Raja for telling me that the water was warm because that was his interpretation of the water. I have to test it myself and then say, well, it may be warm for you, but it's not warm for me. You can't get mad at someone else because you've asked them an opinion and their opinion is based on their own references. And that's the biggest thing as a person you need to get used to, is people are always going to give you information. You have to do the work on your own. You have to make the judgment call. What broker's good? All brokers are good. Test them with a small deposit. Put in 50 bucks, put in 20 bucks. See if you get a withdrawal. See how the trading conditions are. You can't turn around and ask somebody, is this broker good or is this broker bad? Because if you line up 15 people, there's going to be 5 people that are going to say the broker's good. There's going to be 5 people that say the broker's bad. And then there's going to be 5 people who are going to be like, oh, I don't know. That's what I read. Some guy told me, right? Because where do you get most of your information from? Everyone turns around and says, oh, this guy told me. No one will ever turn around and give you a name of somebody. They'll just say, well, this guy told me. This is what I think. And the people that are trying to give you information, look at where that information comes from as well. If it's a random page full of ads, if it's a random page full of like, sponsored by, like these are quick hints that you can use to really look at information. If there's a page that says sponsored by and there's one brokerage that is superstar rating and the rest of the brokerages are garbage, and the page is sponsored by that superstar brokerage, think to yourself closely and think logically. If that brokerage is sponsoring that page, do you think they would write anything negative about that brokerage? So when you look at information, look at where the information is coming from, look at the opinions of that information, and then also look at how much of an industry mark that website uses. And at that point, if you see what's happening, you'll notice that there's probably a lot of inconsistencies with reviews about people, reviews about brokerages, reviews in general, especially when there's long posts about a single thing about the brokerage and they go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You might find that that person has a personal vendetta against the platform that they're using. So really be careful when you evaluate information and look at the source of where that information is coming from. Make sure there's not brokerages that are sponsored that advertising, and really understand what you're doing and test things yourself. I rather test something on my own with $20 or $30 or $50 or $100 than listen to 5 different people give me 5 different answers, because that's not going to help you make a decision. You are ultimately going to be in charge of your decision. And when you actually figure that out and work through that, you'll realize how much easier life becomes when you just listen to yourself. And you'll find that as you listen to yourself and you make the right decisions, that's when you can then start looking at other people's opinions. Like when you go watch a movie, right? There's lots of movie critics. Every critic is going to have someone that doesn't agree with their critique of the movie. But maybe your ideas of what you believe are good movies lines up with one critic, so that you follow that critic every single time for a movie because you realize you have the same tastes or the same interests in movies. Try and align yourself that way first. Figure out what you like and you dislike, and then find people that are like-minded with that sort of opinion. And what you'll find is you will grow from there. So people here that are trading, they like doing scalping. They like trading at the New York session. Coming here and saying, well, this stream sucks, it doesn't make sense, I don't like it, that doesn't do anything for anybody, because there's 900 people that do like the stream. So when you think about how you go through your day logically, coming into a vegan club where everybody's eating vegetables and everyone's eating, no one's eating meat, and standing there with a burger saying you guys are all stupid for just eating vegetables makes no sense. Go to the meat eating club and sit there and eat meat with people. Don't go to a vegan club and yell at people who are vegan. That is the dumbest thing that you could possibly do. Similar to going in front of McDonald's saying their burgers suck. Nobody cares that you think their burgers suck when they're walking into McDonald's to buy burgers. Go where you like your burgers and eat those burgers. Don't try and police other people. It's not going to work. At the end of the day, people don't care about other people. You have to get used to that. And you have to go with people that are like-minded with your interests. That's it. Don't try and sway people with your opinion. It doesn't make sense. You're standing on a street corner trying to sell a Bible to somebody who believes in Satan. Why do that? You're just going to waste your energy and waste your breath. Go sell Bibles to people who like Bibles. It's easier. Makes your life easier. No stress.
But then that comes back to your point, doesn't it, Ted, last week that you made regarding, we're looking in the YouTube comment, it's like a microcosm of what society is for people born in the 90s and afterwards. People just don't have the ability to think critically. Mm-hmm. All these questions that we're getting on the YouTube chat, and some of the stuff that Rakeel gets asked, sometimes I sit here and I scratch my head, because I'm 26, right? And I've been trading now for 5 years. And this year's the only year that I've managed to become profitable, right? If I had this tool of the stream and people who are entrepreneurs, people who are innovators of an industry, when I say innovators, I'm talking at the very, very cutting edge. The things that Rakeel and Ted have done for the Forex industry, man, they should be invited to flipping conferences, seminars. They should be lauded, should be given, praise and trophies and shit like that. And it's real talk. Because the stuff that they've done for the market and for the industry as a whole, with Instagram, they've basically drained the swamp, like what Trump said he was going to do. They drained the swamp on Instagram because they got rid of all the fake shit. They figured out a way to get absolute transparency in what people were doing with their accounts. And they focused on creating their own niche. If I had these tools at hand 5 years ago when I first started trading, my learning curve would have exponentially shortened. And that's because I have access to people who pave the way. When you've got someone in front of you shining a torch, you don't have to stumble into walls, So I think you people that are in the YouTube chat, I think you need to look yourself in the mirror and smell a coffee, man, because the access you've got to the kind of charting. I mean, look, when you first start trading, one of the things that gets you at the beginning is drawing the correct zones where you realize that price might push past or price might. When Rakeel and Ted draw the charts on here, you're getting thousands of hours of experience. They're drawing the charts for you, and some of you people still come here and ask people how many languages they're speaking. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far that we need awards, but I think you're right, Tashawn. I think the biggest thing people are neglecting from working as a group is they're constantly looking to tear into somebody else. And I don't understand how you can learn effectively by trying to tear into something. If you don't like what is being spoken about, you just have to walk away. And I think a lot of people don't know how to do that. And the other point is a lot of people are trying to build their own following They're trying to build their own businesses. And what they don't realize is to build your business takes time. To build a following takes time. Everything happens organically. I remember my first year and a half, 2 years on Instagram. Nobody gave me the time of day. I can show people messages where I messaged people and I said, hey, I need some help with this, or how do you do this, or, you know, related to a business, or, you know, anything in that nature, or what do you do here? And nobody gave me the time of day. Nobody wanted to help me. And if they did, what they said is, well, you know, like if you pay this or do this, you'll be able to benefit from it. And I promised myself at that point where, you know, if I ever made it to some sort of, I guess, notoriety, that I wouldn't do that to people, because I knew how it felt when I tried to ask somebody a question and nobody returned my answer. And, you know, people can say, well, you know, the other people are super busy and, you know, things of that nature. But when you're on a social media platform and you're trying to convey an idea, or you're trying to give suggestions, you're opening yourself up to criticism. You're opening yourself up to hate, but you're also opening yourself up to people coming to you and saying, hey, I need help. So when people turn around and they discount this live trading and they try and find fault with it, you sort of have to take a step back and look and say, hey, there's a point where if this stream didn't exist, what would you be doing? There would be nothing for you to comment on. You would be off. You wouldn't know what you're doing. And now you can see clearly that having these live streams makes sense, because now there are multiple live streams. Everybody's doing live trading. Everybody's trying to build a Telegram group. Everybody's trying to build a chat room here, there, everywhere. So there's a reason why what was built years ago from myself, from Rakeel, from a few other people, stand the test of time, because it makes sense. It works. You can't fault something that works. You as an individual have to look at what's working right now and innovate on that idea. And there's nothing wrong with that. There was a reason why Netscape came out, and then Microsoft Explorer came out, and then Google Chrome came out. People choose what they want to use. Now Google Chrome is the best web utility, right? It's the best way to search the internet. Before that, it was Microsoft Explorer. Someone just turned around and said, hey, I could do this better. That should be your main goal in life every single time, is not to tear down somebody and try and say they're not doing something, but trying to see where the gap is and fill that gap and do it better. Because if you do it better than the next person, everybody will come to you organically. Google doesn't sit there and say Microsoft sucks. Microsoft doesn't sit there and say Google sucks. You know what they do is they say, hey, what are we lacking? Where is the gap? And how can I take advantage of that gap and build? That's how you strive to be the best person you can be. You turn around and you say, where is the gap in this? I'm looking at the top people. I look at, if I think Ted and Rakeel are the top people that I look up to, where are their gaps in what they do? Not they're stupid, I hate them. Look at where their gaps are and take advantage. I can name a whole bunch of gaps on things that I do that I could probably do better. I just don't have the time. So you, as an opportunity, you can turn around and take advantage of that, and you can exploit that. But people don't want to do that. They would rather just insult. And I never looked at that as an opportunity. I saw many gaps years ago, and I filled those gaps. I built a platform to trade on because I saw gaps. I saw things that were wrong: customer service, withdrawal issues, deposit issues, unfair trading conditions, things of that nature. I filled those gaps. Can't get mad at me. Can't get mad at me because now I make tons of money from a platform because I decided that's what I wanted to do. If you don't execute and you don't decide on where there's gaps or where there's opportunity, you can't get mad at the next person beside you doing it. Like, that's the dumbest thing you can do in the world is sit there and be mad because someone else took advantage. Rakeel started live streams 2 years ago. He was doing it when there was 10 people. Now there's 2,500 people that show up. People are angry. Oh, well, how come all these people come here for free? And he makes so much money off YouTube. Should have started 2 years ago when he saw the opportunity. He stuck with it. That's not my fault. That's not your fault. That's not one's fault. That's Rakeel looking at a gap in the industry and taking advantage of it. And like it just doesn't make any sense to me. And then people say, well, why don't you open up your live stream? I can't compete with Rakeel's live stream, nor would I ever want to. Why not help build one person and become a bigger community than try and have five different types of streams all at the same time? That makes no sense at all. Rakeel is a gracious host. He's always allowed anyone who had ideas, any guests want to come on. He always invites people. And then what happens is people look to exploit it. Then they trash it, and then they say it's stupid, it doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, it's been here for 2 years, and it'll be here for another 2 years. And Rakeel will make thousands of dollars a month from YouTube. YouTube will pay him to sit here every morning for 3 hours a day or 2 hours a day, and he will make money from that. And there will be a whole bunch of salty people that will sit back and be like, well, I don't understand. He just sits here and shows a chart on TradingView and executes and wins money, and now he makes money on YouTube. That's stupid. No, it's not stupid. It's smart. Somebody should have thought about that 3 years ago instead of 2 years ago when he did it. That's basically what it comes down to. This was a great idea. You know what? Now figure out the next great idea. Oh, I don't know what that is. Well, that's the problem with life. Not everybody has great ideas. Some people are workers, some people are innovators, and some people are just going to sit and wonder what happened the rest of their life. That's basically what it comes down to. Like, don't ever insult somebody else for doing something better than you. Look at what they're doing and try and outdo them. That's the best competition. That's the best way to be ahead of the curve, is look at gaps in industries and take advantage of those gaps. Don't wait for somebody. Don't turn around. And this is the other thing. Don't turn around and ask people's opinions. Don't turn around and say, well, I have an idea for this application for trading and this is what I want to do. Just go out and do it. Just go out and do it. If it's good, people will take it. Magic keys was a great idea. Oh, it's just a keyboard. Yeah, but how come so many people want it? Oh, it's stupid. Well, how come so many people want it? I don't know. There you go. Once again, another innovative idea that somebody took, and instead of sitting there on their ass thinking about something, they executed it and threw it out onto the internet, and now people buy it and it's sold out. So obviously it was a great idea, wasn't it? So when you look at ideas, just execute. Don't worry about everybody's opinion on what it is. Execute on it, and execute it in the most lean way possible. Don't throw millions of dollars into an idea. Throw a couple of $100 into an idea and see if it sticks. And don't get mad if it doesn't work. But when it does work, you're going to be at the forefront. You're going to be the innovator behind things. And you need to understand that. You need to understand that you just have to execute. And when you start executing, you're going to see your ideas are going to take off, and you're not going to worry about anybody's opinions, because there's going to be so many people that want what you have. The people that would have given you negative reviews or negative opinions, they don't exist anymore. And really get used to that. Really, really get used to the fact that if you can execute on a daily basis, you're going to be ahead of the curve. Talk about Forex, not about life. I didn't hear you cry. I'm not crying. I'm the happiest guy on earth. Fuck. Why would I be crying right now?
Booted. Yeah, it's a bank holiday. Like, there's no trading happening today. How is there no trading today, Raja? Well, it's a bank holiday here. If you look here, there's Euro holiday again, GP holiday, CAD holiday. It says right here, bank holiday, no trading today, because there's less volume. So if you're gonna keep on trading, you can do it. Some people were in sells, they made the sells, that's perfect. But for me, there were no trading. All right, everybody, I'm gonna head off. I have some things to do today, and I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna resume trading tomorrow.
All right, bro.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yes, important things waiting. All right, take it.
Take care. Take care.